Hello there, how's your day? I'm Ame Gakita. Alright, before we go and start making noise about whether do I want to trust the Westerner or not at this point of time, do you know that after I put up this random chat and you watch the whole damn thing, if not, go and get some popcorn, get some drinks and sit down and listen along the line? Because at the end of the video, you will definitely understand like why I say that. Yeah, you definitely will have to like start thinking like, do we want to trust the Westerner at this point of time? I'm not saying that all the Westerner, but specifically point on some specific type of Westerner. And when I say some specific type, yes, I am back to again to talk about DI world or whatever agenda or whatever things they want to start putting out in anime and games. Well, actually kind of interesting that we can start out, as you guys saw on the screen, that apparently the moment like when Japan decided to say that, hey, we're gonna use AI translation for our light novel because that we're going to make sure that it's not just only cheap, small little quote, but it's actually more so because that we want to ensure that we bring the authentic original work to the Western people. And plus, apparently, AI translation is way faster, no matter how you think about it. Obviously, it does not sit well with some Western people, and when I say some Western people, obviously it's the English localizer. I mean, like when you think about it, obviously if we are going to like take things out of context, okay, let's look from the other point of view. I love to talk from different point of view. Apparently, how that's what people have the idea of me, and I mean, like, I'm not wrong to think of that way, because if we take things out of context, obviously what the Japan publisher did was they are taking the rice bowl away from the localizer, and obviously people are going to have issue with that because you're going to lose a lot of job over that. But when we think about the whole situation, right, it's actually kind of like at this point of time, I don't think I want to put out all my past video talking about localizer issue. I mean, like the number of times I've talked about localizer issue is like seems to be able to be put up as a playlist. I feel like after the Niji Sanji issue, right, I think the next in line of me talking about random chat on a specific topic every single time, it seems to be localizer at this point. So if I put up a playlist, I'll probably share that as well in future random chat. But this time around, just give me a break, okay? Because the thing is, like, the issue of localizer is that I mean, like, it's not understandable, because when you start putting everything into context, when you start like understanding the whole issue, it's understandable. Obviously, it's using AI much faster, much better, and much cheaper. Apparently, that's how the Japanese people want to think, how apparently a lot of people want to think. And obviously, it doesn't sit well when people are losing job for AI. And knowing that AI translation is still not at its perfect stage, I actually did say that it should be used as a tool if it helps to bring out the authentic of the original source with human intervention. Then I think there's nothing wrong with that, because at the end of the day, we can be sure that the Western people get to listen to the original right source as well as able to read the source as fast as possible when the Japanese version got released. Because every time when the Japanese version get released, it will take around months, weeks, not just weeks, actually more like months and even years before the English subtitle get released to the Western people. Obviously, that did not sit well with a lot of the audience, because they have to like, oh, we have to wait for so damn long, and then a simple reply for them, go and learn some Japanese, listen to the Japanese, watch the original Japanese source. You can do that along the line. And to me, I did basically that. I live in Japan for 6 years, and it's kind of funny that a lot of the manga that I read, especially when I was in Japan, is really like way different than I recall when I read the English version back then. And after that incident, when I was in Japan reading the original source, that I realized that I'm gonna just stick to original raw source. I'm not going to listen to the English source until when there is like, I feel like there's a need. And even if I do seek out English source, I will not seek out the so-called on the shelf type, but actually more so on the translation by the fan online. And it doesn't mean that I don't support original source. If I have the money to go and buy the original source, I will support at least the original source, no longer the Western side. I kind of like lost my trust in Western translation when I go to Japan and start learning Japanese. Yes, I go to Japan on my first year and I learned Japanese on the first year, despite learning Japanese like beforehand. So the issue with a lot of things that I realized, the mistranslation issue was actually stemmed not from the Japan side, but actually from the Western side. And that is really one of the reasons why I say I don't feel right to trust the so-called Western on the shelf book, because when you realize that most of the thing is just being so-called there is some sort of switch, there is some sort of like agenti or some sort of politics in the story, it does seem like weird, but it's also kind of like you don't understand like why does it actually happen until when you realize that the localizer was the cause of every single thing. So obviously it's not only my word, because basically the Western localizer immediately proudly brag that they butchered one of my favorite manga called the 2.5D dimension seduction. It's actually anyone who want to know about that, is one of my favorite, although it's a bit a lot of like yabai stuff, because a lot of like girls doing cosplay along the line, and obviously there will be like some sort of skin color. But when you have pretty lady doing cosplay, sexy lady along the line, there is no fat lady, there is no ugly lady. Obviously when you hear those two words, you're gonna have, oh no, it's gonna sit well with the woke people at this point of time. So obviously at this point they will be having a lot of people from those people saying like, oh, we're gonna butcher the hell out of this manga along the line. And more so when it actually got released as an anime as well. So it doesn't sit well with that, and a lot of people just and it's kind of like weird, like how is they able to proudly brag about it? Yeah, if the Western people kind of like brag that they are butchering the freaking translation, not just one but a lot really, obviously a lot of Japanese people is not gonna sit well with it, and they just going with the idea that, hey, maybe I think AI translation might be way better, because we can go and say, hey, if we use AI with some human intervention and at least the source is as close as original to the source, then I think at least the Western people would like. But when you have like people butchering it, and we know that we have to pay a lot for them to destroy the world, then why not let's just do AI? I mean, like, AI is cheaper, it's better, and at the point of time, it's really one of the things that for the taking everything in context, right? I think it's fair to say that the Western people, of the localizer people, let me emphasize that so that I'm not offending everyone, not offending most of the other Westerners. If you're a Western fan, my apology. But at the end of the day, it's just that when you look at the localizer are the one that causing the whole issue, yeah, you have to understand when they use the word Western, the Westerner along the line, yeah, it's or the English as well. Obviously, we have to guys think about it. Hey, do you think I want to use the English or the Western people as a phrase? I mean, like, it's all in the article. I'm just using based on that. So before you start commenting, oh, you're just a hater of the Western people. Yeah, I'm also afraid of going to USA because there is a lot of crime and someone can just die due to like gunshot, and because there is no gunshot law apparently in USA along the line. Yeah, I fear for my life. So anyway, joke aside, when you think about like the Western localizer or the English localizer, or translator if you want to call them as well, is that when they the one who actually admittedly that they are bragging about how they butcher the translation, and then they start making noise that, oh, we are going to lose our job along the line. Yeah, you won't lose the job if you never do something like butchering the freaking translation. If you, like, I say this a lot of time, I've been giving like a lot of time in my review, in my random chat, in my good-hearted nature, I've been saying that you guys won't get this kind of karma if you guys do your job properly. I mean, like, they can, a lot of people will say that, oh, they're just doing their job, they are translating. Dude, I talk about this in my random chat. Go and check them out. Go and source them out. It's in my channel. It's all there. At this point of time, 320 random chat along the line. Yeah, you can just see like most of them is like I mentioned, most of them are Niji, Sanji, and now the second one is seems to be localizer. And it's really kind of like funny that when I talk about localizer, it's not that I don't want to hold any hate for them. It's just that when you look at more and more source and more how they keep creating trouble all the time, it's really kind of make you question like, what are they even doing? I actually even talk about how like previously I talked like when I talk about the so-called the manga anime about the cross-dresser senpai is an otoko no ko. At the time I was like, oh, people it's the trend, people the LGBTQ making noise about it, like, oh, it's a fanboy, but people keep making like it's a tramp boy, and like I didn't really understand like why is it, because I was reading the original source. My idea is that based on the original source, I've been using my idea as the original source, so it was a huge mistake on my end, because I read the original source and it was a fanboy, and the fanboy was wanting to a normal it's just a guy who loved to wear a female clothes, and at the end of the story, spoiler ahead, he lived a normal life. Normal straight life where he have a girlfriend. And it actually begged the question like, where the hell did he become a tran? And then I realized that and someone actually made it was a source me to it. It was from the Western paper translation of that, making the boy a tran. Wow. I didn't even realize the reason why he's like, a lot of people say he's a tran is because it's the Western people again. Well, some of the Western people, sorry about that, but when you have the like, it's the Western translator or the Western localizer outright just do the translation in the manga or anime and say that he's a tran. Wow, I didn't even know about that. And this is one of the reasons why I always have to source out a lot of things, and I always base on my take on the source that I have on hand as well as based on my own source. So when I have that one source appearing, that I realize that, oh, that explains a lot. Like seriously a lot. I even have someone out of nowhere decided to talk about, oh, what's that the team stand for in LGBTQ, and have a wanting to have a very big issue about tran, and then I realized that, oh, it wasn't the tran in the first place. I was arguing with my idea that, oh, it's the manga was actually the original source was saying that he's a fanboy, but the Western version was he's a tran. That is when the issues start happening. So I presume that this guy read the Western version, but I'm reading from the Japanese version. So that's why the communications break down. It's really kind of a funny thing that it's really one of the reasons why sometimes issues stem from one misunderstanding. And it's not the first time that the Western people do mistranslation, alright? I know some people will source that, it stay back way back then, like from the when first anime first started. I cannot tell you guys, it happened even in World War II, okay? Yeah, I'm bringing World War II into this story, okay? I know some people will say that, oh, sorry about that, about I'm being a hypocrite along the line. Yeah. If you guys do go and check out something called Mokusatsu, this is we are treading on the line of speculation and controversy or sort of theory along the line. So take this with a huge pinch of salt and throw the salt at the screen if you need to. Because the issue is that the reason why Mokusatsu is basically based on two kanji. Moku, which means silent, satsu means killing. And when you put two words Mokusatsu, obviously people will think, obviously the Western people will be, or if anyone who think or learning Japanese for the first time, they will say, oh, it just means silent killing. It means that you're a hitman, you're going to do whatsoever along the line. Obviously, it does not sit well with a lot of Japanese people, because Mokusatsu actually was the older version of saying no commento, or no comment. I got nothing to say. There's no words. So obviously, when you have Mokusatsu, that actually got a lot of mistranslation, and the reason why it led to that is because if you put into context, during World War II, one of the so-called general at the time actually was asked about what do you think about the Western people when it comes to like they're going to attack Japanese along the line, and the reply was this word Mokusatsu. They got no comment. They cannot say anything. When you think about like when it comes to war, obviously you don't want to release too much information to the Western people, so obviously you say that, oh, Mokusatsu, I have no words. But obviously it got mistranslated and misunderstood that the allies think that, oh, the Japanese people are going on a suicide bombing along the line. And what that lead that to? Obviously to the well-known bombing of the so-called the inhumane bombing by the USA. And I'm sure that a lot of Western people nowadays understand that the two bombing at Hiroshima and Nagasaki is not considered good because it's really one of the most insane killing when you consider that there is not just like they say it's bomb on the military side at these two areas, but when you think about like the number of people dying due to the explosion, the number of innocent people dying, yeah, that's the most inhuman bombing in so-called the modern era. And obviously I know some people will be saying like the Ukrainian the Russia bombing, all these things, like it's not humane. Yeah, the reason why nuclear bombing is considered restricted and not to be set off is because of the bombing at Japan. So when you think about that, war can end with the nuclear bombing, yes, but when you consider that the number of so-called innocent death or inhuman killing along the line, yeah, you want to see like, yeah, and as well as the side effect of that, the area will be considered unable to be lived in because of the nuclear radiation on the line. So obviously it doesn't sit well with a lot of people, and one of the reasons why nuclear bombing is being so-called not set in place, because it is really considered bad. And when you consider like this sort of miscommunication by the Western people who actually put that out, obviously it kind of like caused a lot of fear to the Western leader, thinking that, oh, the Japanese people are going to kill them, they're gonna get they would die for it along the line. Obviously they would have to set the law, and that actually one of the reasons so-called the controversy is because of this. So this, even if this is not the reason for the bombing of the Hiroshima and Nagasaki, when you think about it, it's still there is merit to it, because the reason was because of the mistranslation. The story of the mistranslation does stem from a teacher in Japan was talking about the issue, and he realized the issue of the mistranslation, and that really lead to the controversy along the line. But when you think about it, it's really one of the moments where, hey, if the Japan's original source keep getting mistranslated by the Western people, obviously it's gonna cause a lot of problem, and obviously it lead to a lot of agenda, politics or whatever along the line. And you think about it, it's really understandable, especially more so that it actually lead to the life of many people, all because of a mistranslation. I'm sure that a lot of people in my video, in my channel will say that, hey, isn't it just an issue of just a mistranslation on the line? It may be just a human error along the line. I'm not saying it's not understandable when it comes to that kind of issue. It's just that when you think about translation and problematic, right? It's one simple miscommunication or mistranslation or a human mistake can lead to the death of many. Yeah, that's a whole new different ball game. Sure, I can say that we human make mistake, we all human make mistake, we learn from the mistake, yes. But if there is only if the assumption that the mistake is based on no one is hurt, there's no one life being on stake. But when the moment a person's life or many people's life is on stake, that's a whole new different ball game. So this is one of the reasons why I say I don't trust a lot of Western people. That it stems from there. But again, I mean, like, this is just my speculative thought, but it really kind of like being shown in Western translation. The fanboy being misinterpreted as Tron by the localizer. The localizer butchered the freaking one of my favorite manga along the line. The Western people are now mad. Yeah, at this point of time, I think it's karma serving their own puck along the line. So I mean, like, just as an enjoy, I mean, like, if they want to pressure themselves with a freaking fish, by all means go ahead. Yes, it is in the translation in one of the anime series called Green, where they actually put down, instead of like saying that I'm gonna enjoy myself to a meal using this fish, they decided to say, I'm gonna proceed myself to pleasure myself with this damn fish. I have no idea how he's gonna do it with the fish, how he's gonna make himself feel kimchi. I mean, that when I was listening to the Japanese source, it was actually translated as, oh, I'm going to have an enjoyable meal with this fish. It's that simple. Yet they decided to say, hey, you know what, we're gonna use the fish as a sex toy along the line. Yeah, I think I might want to reconsider about listening to the Western translation at this point of time, right? I mean, like, if you guys do think that I'm being a hoo-ha whatsoever along the line, yeah, I think you guys will definitely want to listen to more to the next random chat, because if I'm gonna keep another topic into this, right, yeah, I think it's gonna be a long video. So let's keep things short for today, random chat. Let's keep it as the localizer, because the next random chat, This part 1 is just part 1. Now there's a part 2. Oh, you guys are gonna enjoy that too when I talk about the other part. But again, do be sure that everything I say in my random chat can be taken as my speculative thought is just a random chat. So if you do agree or disagree, write in the comment below. We can discuss it further. Whether you have your own issue with localizer, do you think that I'm being hypocrite on trying to say that some Western people can be trusted or not along the line? Yeah, write in the comment below. We can maybe you guys can convince me to change my view before the next random chat along the line. Who knows? But at the end of the day, if you do like this video, don't forget to press the like button and share to a lot of people. Let them understand. Yeah, should we actually start trusting the Western people when they kind of like butcher a lot of their a lot of anime and manga, and now they are going to get replaced by AI? Is it really karma or not? Who knows? It's up for you guys to decide. To me, I'm just saying that it's really something that made me really wonder, like, what the hell is Western people, especially when they come to translation, always love to butcher it. I just don't understand that. But anyway, don't forget to subscribe for more random chat if you have not, and where I talk about stuff that sometimes don't follow a single trend or sometimes doesn't make sense. But at the end of the day, I would definitely say that I hope you guys have a nice day or night. Bye.